In this video, I'll be taking us through how to upload an Excel or CSV file into an S3 bucket. So let's dive right in. So now the first stage of this video, we are going to go straight to Amazon AWS Console. And then we are going to sign in. So for those of us that don't already have an AWS account, you'd have to create an initial account, also known as a root account. As part of their policies, we like to apply the principle of least privileged, so it is essential that you create a user account after creating that root account. So for me, I already have an account, so I'm just going to log right in. So now we are in the AWS console in my account. The first step is to first identify the region that we are working from. I'm working from Africa, so I'm just going to click here and select a region in Africa that is closest to me. Unfortunately, Ghana is not in the list, but then we have Cape Town here, so I'm going to select that since it is the closest to me. Always select the region that is your region or the region closest to you. And the first thing we are going to do is to go straight to our S3 bucket. So you can either search for the S3 bucket at the top of the screen or select it from your recently accessed. So I'm just going to right click on the first option, S3 meaning scalable storage or simple scalable storage. So I'm just going to right click on that, open it as a new tab. Right, and so now we're in the S3 bucket console. So in the S3, I have already created a number of buckets. Now what are buckets? Buckets are storage locations for your data. So S3 is a location or a database that is meant to store data, right? So the first thing we have to do, as I've already done here, is to create bucket. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new bucket and call it financial reports bucket. So bear in mind, when you're typing the name, everything has to be in lower caps. And our bucket has been created. So when we scroll down, you realize that a new bucket has been added to the list called Financial Report Bucket 1, bucket version 1. And so the next step is to go into our bucket and create some folders. Let's create a folder. Let's name it raw financial data. Great, so we have our first folder. Now I mentioned that in the second phase of this video, we will be creating data in Athena, and because of that, I'm going to create another folder which would serve as a destination for all the queries that we would create in Athena. So let me just create a destination folder and name it Athena queries. Athena financial report queries. Great, so let's create that as well. You don't need to create the second folder if you don't intend to get or make use of Athena. But then because of that, the second part of the video, that's why I created that. So now I'm going to go to the first folder I created, raw financial data folder. And then I'm going to upload our financial data set into this folder inside our financial reports bucket. So I'm just going to click on the upload button on the far right hand side. So I'm going to click on add file right here. And then go to the location of the file on my computer, click on it, click on open, select the file, and then upload. And so we have completed the first phase, which is to upload our financial or upload data into an S3 bucket. So now if we go back to the bucket itself in the raw financial data folder, in fact, when we go back a step, we can see that when we click on the financial reports bucket we created, and then we click on the raw financial data folder and go into that folder, we have the financial data set that is sitting there. Now in the S3 bucket, you can't have a preview of the data in an S3 bucket, but you can do that in Athena. And so the second phase of this video, we are going to dive into how to query data in Athena. But before we get there, we would have to upload the metadata for this data set into AWS Glue, which is a service that is specific to creating. Now, AWS Glue is a service that specializes in the transformation of data, and so it is in AWS Glue that we will be creating a data catalog which we need in order to query data in Athena, right? So we are going to upload the metadata for this financial data set into AWS Glue. So that will be our next step. So let's go right there.